The SpaceX Dragon capsule returned to Earth 2 weeks ago, bringing to an end a mammoth 200-day space journey, which began in the spring of this year. The capsule, carrying 4 astronauts, touched down in the Gulf of Mexico near Pensacola, Florida. Today, we are discussing the astronauts' 200-day mission and welcoming the guys back to Earth, plus some other bits of space news. So stay tuned! First of all, how did the Dragon idea first come about? The capsule was developed for the first time as part of NASA's Commercial Crew program, and after 2011, when the Space Shuttle program ended, it was used to shuttle astronauts to the International Space Station, the ISS. SpaceX and Boeing were given contracts to develop a human-carrying capsule which could be launched from the States, as the only launch pad for this type of vehicle back then was located in Kazakhstan. Former astronaut Garrett Reisman said that the NASA missions were only a part of the plan for the Dragon capsule. He said, "I remember having lots of meetings with NASA as we talked about the Commercial Crew program, about how we can use these vehicles for other missions. What do you think of SpaceX and Elon? Give us your opinions below." Next up, what was the goal of SpaceX Dragon's mission? Stay with us to find out. The main goal of the astronauts' trip to space was research and scientific investigations, which included experiments during orbit. Some of the things they were researching were the use of ultrasonic tweezers, which use sound to move objects around, while also exploring the use of real-time protein crystal growth, while studying if it could be used in drugs to treat diseases. Pretty cool, right? What difficulties did they face up there? Not long after takeoff back in April, Mission Control back on Earth had to warn the crews that they were tracking a piece of space junk that had the potential to collide with their spaceship. Talk about terrifying. This turned out to be a false alarm, but shows you the fine lines the crews of these missions are dealing with on any given mission. Space debris is a big problem for astronauts, as nobody knows how much is up there, and the fact that something as small as a bolt can wreak havoc on a spaceship is kind of worrying. We wouldn't like to be up in a spaceship that was hit by space debris anyway, that's for sure. Another issue the crew faced in July saw the thrusters on a newly arrived Russian lab at the space station inadvertently fire, which set the ISS off into a spin, which must have been absolutely horrible to experience. The crew took refuge in their SpaceX capsule until the coast was clear. On the final leg of their journey, just before their re-entry to Earth, something pretty grim happened. Their toilet malfunctioned and was therefore out of order for the last few hours of their journey. Their solution? Well, nappies, of course. It's a good job. It failed on the last day and not the first day, right? I don't know if I could go 200 days without using a real toilet. How about you? So what did the astronauts think of their time in space? As you can imagine, experiencing spaceflight must be incredible and is something that only a tiny fraction of the population will ever experience. Most people who have ever been to space report a feeling of insignificance as they realize how truly small we are. Back in 1969, the astronauts on Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's flight had no access to the internet, but astronauts today do, giving us a real-time idea of what they're experiencing, which is fantastic. Shane Kimbrough, Megan MacArthur, Akihiko Hoshida, and Thomas Pesquet were due back on the morning of November 8th, but that was delayed due to high winds in the landing zone, so they spent an extra few hours on the International Space Station. Frenchman Pesquet tweeted on November 7th, "One more night with this magical view. Who could complain? I'll miss our spaceship." Incredible! He also uploaded a video of the space station lit up against the blackness of space in the background, as well as the nighttime sight of Earth. Crazy. Some places on Earth don't even have a stable internet connection, or even internet at all, and these guys are tweeting from space. It's unbelievable. We wonder if they spend it scrolling through social media apps like the rest of us lowly Earthlings. So what else is happening out there in space? More Elon Musk related news now. Stay with us. SpaceX CEO and all-around genius Elon Musk has reported that he expects a Starship vehicle to take its maiden flight as early as January, just 2 months away. He revealed recently that SpaceX was in the final stages of preparations of its Starship and also the launch site, which is in Boca Chica, Texas. We wonder how they decide where a liftoff will be from. Musk said, "We're close to our initial orbital launch. The first orbital flight we're hoping to do will be in January." He then said it could be February. Make up your mind, Elon. The flight would not even complete a full orbit of Earth before splashing down off Hawaii. He also revealed that this launch will be the first of around 12 launches planned for next year. We also know that SpaceX is building a new factory in Texas for high-volume production of its new Raptor engine. Cool. SpaceX is trying to figure out if their idea of recovering and reusing Starship will be viable, which could save space companies billions of dollars. Good luck, Elon. Maybe you can give us some of your savings. Next up, news from NASA regarding returning to the moon. Stick around. NASA has recently shelved plans to return humans to the moon by 2025. NASA's Office of Inspector General revealed that the planned lunar landing is far too aggressive compared to previous efforts. They found that the time frame was unrealistic, as usually once spaceflight programs have been given the go-ahead, it takes around 8.5 years to plan, from contract awarding to liftoff. This current plan was trying to put man back on the moon in less than than half that time. Good luck with that. It has since been revealed that a lander for the mission would not be ready until 2026, and they have now revised the date of somewhere around 2028. News of Sierra Space next. Sierra Space, a subsidiary of Sierra Nevada Corporation, has recently been valued at $4.5 billion after raising $1.4 billion in a Series A round. The company raised the funds after donations from various equity funds and accounts. Tom Weiss, chief executive of Sierra Space, said they had explored a range of different options to raise money, including floating the company on the stock exchange by going public, but ultimately decided on private investment. They always have the option in the future, right? The company will be using a large portion of the funds to work on Dream Chaser, the vehicle it is building to transport cargo to the ISS late next year. Good luck, guys. We're talking about China next. Stay with us. At the end of last week, China reportedly launched its Gaofen 11 reconnaissance satellite, which is a fancy name for a spy satellite, set to rival USA's spy capabilities. A successful launch was reported by the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation from northern China on Friday, but the actual capabilities of the satellite remain shrouded in mystery. State media claimed the satellite would be used for land surveys, city planning, land rights confirmation, road network design, crop yield estimation, and disaster prevention and mitigation. Yeah, right. We know these satellites have incredible range, as we have information based on earlier models of the satellite. They are also fitted with optical, multispectral, hyperspectral, and synthetic aperture radar satellites, which all sounds very techy to us. Information on the later satellites has not been revealed by the Chinese, but we can tell from state-released pictures that they have large optical remote sensing capabilities. What do you think the satellite's going to be used for? Let us know your conspiracy theories below. More news from Asia next. International condemnation of Russia's testing of an anti-satellite weapon took center stage last week as Australia and Japan criticized the biggest country in the world for creating over 1,500 pieces of space debris in low orbit. Cheers, Putin. Japan called the test irresponsible, claiming they had gone back on their commitment to the UN's peaceful use of outer space. The idea is that all members avoid the intentional destruction of any on-orbit space objects that can generate long-lived space debris. The Japanese government explained that they were hopeful of Russia reinstating its commitment to not conduct this kind of test in the future. Australian government spokesman Peter Dutton said the test was a provocative and dangerous act that demonstrated the threats to space systems are real, serious, and growing. What do you make of Russia's latest antics? Do you think they're entitled to do what they want, or should they adhere to the pre-agreed rules? Let us know below. As always, thanks for tuning in, and remember to stop by next time. If you have any friends interested in anything space related, why not share this video with them?